Okay, everyone, welcome back to our class. Now, in this class, we are going to continue with our rest of the slides, and I hope you will be enjoying so far. So that's good. That's good to see everyone. Yeah, I'm gonna start with your slides again. Okay, let's continue where we left here. Okay. And that's what we were talking about here. Some of the potential research topics, which include information exploration, and it also cover important information about how to reduce anxiety and fear of computer usage. Some people find it difficult. Some users find it difficult to use computers, or especially different websites. Like some of the popular websites such as Twitter, Facebook, Google websites, and some of the those websites, some people will in the beginning will struggle to get familiar, but later on with time things get better. But these websites is what is important to understand. These websites are designed by experts, those who are experts in the field of human psychology, and I mean they understand what most of the users want to see in a website. Well, anyway, let's continue with the rest of the slides here. Okay, we've got a kind of a multiple choice question here. Conventional wisdom says that space tell the users when he has made a mistake, you know. So I would say it's probably a simple C will be the correct answer here. Error messages, it is also important, like these questions to, let's say when someone is using a website and if they make a mistake, what then should be done, So simply the easiest thing is to show an error message with the best thing is to also show them that what they should do to correct the mistake they have made. It's no point just showing a message and not suggesting what else they should do so that they will not make a mistake. So that's also something important as well. All right, let's look at now another part of our today's slides is to understand about guidelines, about principles, and the theories. So guidelines, as the name suggests, they are like a low-level focus advice about good practices, and they also caution against dangers. Apart from that, principles are basically your mid-level strategies or rules to analyze and compare design alternatives. The third one is a theory, which is a high-level and widely applicable framework to draw on during design and evaluation, as well as to support communication and teaching. So these are the important guidelines. We are talking about here that something which is important, and you will find throughout your this course and this subject that different guidelines, different principles, and some of the theories will be presented to you for you guys to adopt them, understand them, and apply them into your assignments, into your web development, into your presentations, all that kind of information there anyway. Well, let's continue with some of the examples here. See, we've got a good example here, which is of an Apple guidelines for designing menus for the iWatch. This is important as well. I mean, iWatches these days, these wearable devices have become very popular. So when we talk about the popularity of these devices, then it is also important that the designers should pay attention to all those important principles of a design principles, which I'm talking about the design principles that will make efficient use of those watches. These watches are becoming very popular, so a lot of people are now wearing them. It's not just Apple, other mobile phone making companies, they have also brought their own watches. So in this case, the example we have got here in early days, Apple and Microsoft guidelines, which were influential for desktop interface designers. Now they've been following dozens of guidelines, and I mean we're talking about different documents for the web and mobile devices. It's very important. Like when we're talking about, say for example, Windows interface. So Microsoft employs experts who will tell them that what should be what should be done, like how a best possible looking interface should be displayed to majority of users. Similarly, same thing applies to Apple watches. I mean, watches are a small display, but at the end of the day, that it has to be user friendly, it has to be simple to use, easy to use, so people wear them for whatever purpose, so I mean these days, but the important thing here is that the design is as such that it is easy to use, it is efficient, that's the important, and that is very important actually. Okay, we're gonna look at some of the, let's say, for example, if you're talking about the navigation, so one of the examples here is of a National Cancer Institute's guidelines, which focuses on ensuring that embedded links are descriptive. They use unique and descriptive headings. They also develop pages that will print properly. This is also important, they will use thumbnail images to preview larger images. So these are some of the good design interface principles which they are using here, so these are good, I mean, guidelines here, so it's just one website, there could be other websites as well, so while you will be developing your own website later, and you'll be working on that project throughout your from week 4 to week 11, you will find that you will come up also with some key guidelines, important guidelines, and those guidelines will play a central role in the development of a website, so it's just, it's something very important to note here as well, so navigation is a key part of your efficient and user-friendly interface design. So that's the just a message, okay, now also some more information about how to organize the display. This is also some of the very important factor. So some of the experts they have offered 5 high-level goals here. So one of them is to maintain consistency of data display, which means basically the font size should be same, the heading size should be slightly larger, slightly bolder, or all information should be shown in a standardized format. Also, what is important is to uh, provide efficient information assimilation by the user. This is important as well, that the information which is being shown is being absorbed or being assimilated by the user efficiently. That's very important as well. If the information is displayed in such a way that the users are not understanding, I don't think so. It's a good idea. No one will say it's a good idea, So whenever the information is shown, is displayed, it should be easy to understand. Okay, the other one is the minimal memory load on the user. This is also important as well. Make sure there's not too much time is taking to load the page. So it should also be important as well. So you can't, let's say for example, if you open a Google page, it opens very quickly, because it doesn't have any graphics or doesn't have any videos on the very first page. If you type www.google.com, it will straight away within like a 1 second or 1.5 second, it will display the Google website. So I mean there are websites, I understand, which are heavy on content. They might have videos, they might have a large number of images, which might take longer to open, but something, it's important as well that when you are managing your display, the effort should be done to minimize the memory load. Yeah, is an important factor as well. Okay, apart from that, compatibility of data display with data entry, this is also important as well. We're talking about here flexibility for user control of data display, like the users have control of everything, how the data will be displayed. So, I mean, it should be all, and if I could put in one word is that the user friendliness, the user use of easiness, like how easy is going to be to use to visit a website, use a website, going through from pages to pages, and scroll down and up. So a lot of things here, as you are mainly aware of that. So this is something important information here as well. Let's keep moving here with more information here. Some of the other guidelines